Welcome to our new lesson of DaVinci Resolve. In this lesson, I'm going to show you everything about the color tools. So make sure not to skip any part. Try following everything I do. But if you have new ideas, do not hesitate to, imply it on your workspace. So without any further ado, on to our lesson by opening up DaVinci Resolve on our device. As I've opened up DaVinci Resolve, I'm going to make myself a new project where I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know about the color tools, okay? So I'm going to do is just type in color and then we are good to go. Now, just like you've seen that we have done our edits, our cuts, our media, but now we have to go after the color page. Now, you might think that this is kind of really complex, but I'm going to show it to you, all of them step by step. Now, we might not be able to end this on one video, so I have separate parts of this whole lesson so you don't have to worry about it. Now, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the color tools, but I'm not going to be showing you anything about color grading. I'm not going to be showing you anything about color correction. Now, first thing, when you are, learning about the color tools, what comes into your mind? Obviously, color grading, color correction. Now, when do you do color grading and when do you do color correction? Now, you've seen in some cases, such as, your photos or your videos. Let's talk in case of videos. Now, there are sometimes you can see that sometimes it's like MP4, JPG, all of those, right? But there is this other file called RAW, R-A-W. Now, what is RAW and what is JPG? Or what are the differences? Now, when you use RAW or when you use JPG or even sometimes AI, when you use AI or sometimes you can see sometimes when cameras take up certain photos, but it looks really different from the real one. Or sometimes it looks like it has been colored a bit too much, or sometimes it looks like it has been desaturated a bit. Now, when you are using RAW, it will take up the original way it is taking up on its lens. So that means it's going to be totally original. It is not going to add any color to it. It is not gonna desaturate it either. Just the original intake, how it takes up to its lenses. So that is called the RAW. And the one which comes out processed, those are JPG or AI photos. So you can try those out. Now, as we know about that, we are going to show you all about the tools over here. Now, there are three different type of, these wheels or the color wheels over here. We have this one, color wheels, log wheels, and then we also have the color bars. So we have three of these bars over here. There are a couple of different things. I'm going to give you a small idea about each and every one of them. But first off, when you are on your color page, the first thing you're going to do is going to be importing your video. First thing you're going to do is go off the file, click on import, media, and then go up to your desktop or wherever you have your DaVinci Resolve resources. I'm going to open all of them up, open, don't change, and there we go. It has been opened up. Now I'm going to do is going to be going off the file again, import, media, downloads. I'm going to open all of them up. There we go. So as I have all of them at my workspace, now I can see that we have it on my media pool, but not on my timeline. So if I want it on my timeline, what I'm going to do is going to be applying certain videos over there. So I'm going to do is just, let's say I'm going to do is take one of these videos over here. So we have my video and also my audio over here. Now what I'm going to do is go up the color. Now you can see over here, I have one of the videos, which I have, and I can play it up too, right? So as I can play it up, you can see on the curves or the colors, there are a couple of these options over here. I also have a histogram over here, which I can use. So try using them, whichever one you prefer. There are a couple of these options over here, which you can go through step by step. I can see that this is based with the main custom or the main color over here. You can see how it basically works. Okay, you can also increase the size. It's basically up to you. You can try them out. But if you don't want them, you can just right-click histogram off. Click on that and it will be over here again. So there we go. We have this workspace and we have a couple of other options too. So first off, I'm going to do is going to be clicking on this one. And there we go. Now, when I take any one of these, videos over here, and then I click on the ones which I basically need, you'll basically see different type of waves. You can select on this one, and there we go. There is the wave over here. So I'm going to do is just increase the size of this one just a bit so that we can see how it basically works. Okay, so here are the waves. Now, you can see when I go from here to here, we can see that the waves are changing. So let me give you an example because sometimes you might feel, confused about what this basically is. So this is the histogram of your RGB. So the RGB is basically the primary colors of everything that constitutes the color of any video or any photo. Okay? So what you can do is that you can see that we have red, green, and blue. And the three of them are on a different height, right? So you can see at the bottom, we have 0, and at the top, we have 1023. So turn it from 0 to 256 is going to be the base or the darkest color, okay? Which is totally black. And then from 256 to 640, that is called the mid-range. And then above that is the higher values or the higher wavelength. So if the values over here increases up, it will get brighter. If the midtones get higher, you'll basically see the midtones of the video will get higher. But if the bottom ones get higher, you'll basically see the darks, or let's say the dark part of the black parts will be reduced and those will turn white. Well, you might not get it right now, but let me just show it to you step by step. So as we are going to learn all about tools, we're not going to learn anything about nodes or effects or anything. We have a couple of different things over here. We have the timeline. We can turn it on and off. And I can also, just ignore this at this time. So we have timeline, we have nodes, we have effects, and we also have the light box. We're not going to be needing any of those. And there are a couple of these options which you can toggle through, which I will be showing it to you step by step in this course in each lesson. Over here, we have the first one, which is camera raw. This section helps you to customize the raw input, the raw media on your workspace. Okay? You can decode it. You can lift it up using the gains, the contrast, exposure, and any basic customizations which you have. Okay? Then the next one we have is color match. It helps you to match up to any colors so that you can apply a bit of tint as a source gamma. Now, what is it? It's if I apply this or select on this, and then if I click on any one of these, and the target gamma I'm going to use just design film, color temperature for increase it, click on match, and then you can see that these are the matches that match up to these videos. How many percentage is there? You can see this is 53%. You can see over here, you'll be able to see, get a preview, 24% of this color, 26% of this color, and 56% of this color. You can press on Ctrl Z, and if you don't want it, you can just press on Ctrl Z and undo the whole thing back again. And then we also have the eyedropper tool, which you'll be able to pick out certain parts and customize that certain area. You can see when I customize it, you can see now the waves are changing. But I'm not going to do anything right now because I'm just going to show you about the tools. Then we have is the temperature, tint, contrast, pivot, and the midtones or details. Now the lifted ones are the lifting ones, which you can see over here, which is most of the time the red part. Why? Because it is now higher on the temperature over here, which is red. Now, if I want white, I can also increase the white parts. You can see now the bottom ones are increasing. Now, as the bottom ones are increasing, we can see the dark parts is now decreasing. So if I want the red parts, I can also increase that. And now you can see the red one from the bottom is increasing. That is the reason why I can see that the parts were becoming red and the blacks were reducing at that time. If I want more greener on the lift, I can lift up the green part and increase it up from the bottom so that less black and higher green. Even the parts which are black will be turned into green. The same thing on the lift is the blue one. If I increase the blue one, decrease the green one, there we go. You can see the blue part is increasing. That means the bottom blue or the darkest blue or the darkest part of the videos is now turning blue. Okay, we can lift it up, can press on Ctrl Z and keep it on default, which is 0 most of the time. But you can use this, tool to increase up the parts on which part you want to increase. Now you can see the pink. I want pink. So red and blue composes the pink or color pink, or it is in between the red and blue. That is why the green is still stable, but the red and blue is increasing. You can see this is how it works. If I want green, green will increase. I want blue, blue, or let's say the cyan, you will see that green and blue will increase. Okay, so you can try out the one which you want to use. On the gamma, we can try the same thing, but the gamma is a bit different. You can also try that out. You can basically see when I increase the white part, all of them will increase, but now the mid-tones are now increasing most of the time. Even though it is being lifted up, but the mid-tones are increasing most of the time. You can also do is use these wheels, you can increase it and decrease it at the same time. If you want it totally white, you can increase it and you can also decrease it the way you want to. So I'm going to do is just keep it on default. You can see 0. That is how it should look like. You can also press on Ctrl Z so that I don't have any effect applied to it. Okay. We can also do the same thing on gamma, increase it step by step. You can increase it, also increase the red part, the green part, also increase the blue part. Okay. Do the same thing on the gain. You can also increase the gains. Then also on the red part, you can see now the bass is still on the same part, but the mid-range or the mid-tones are now increasing so that we have over on the gains, red is increased, green is increased, and also blue is increased. So try to figure it out which one you want. And the last one, offset, is the mid and details. You can also do that, customize it. You can also increase that, increase the green, increase the blue, and you will get your exact result. On the high parts will now increase. You can see it over here. And you can obviously customize it the way you want to on specific colors. I can obviously use mid-tones, the pivots, the contrast. You can see the way you want to, and also a bit of tint if you want to apply. And there are also different type of these options over here which you'll be able to use, but the same, all of them are quite the same, but only, different type of, sliders. And obviously if you want to use shadows, you can also do that. You can fix up your midtones, highlights, and offset at the same time. So offset is basically, the universal, let's say the universal wheel, which will manage basically everything. So you can customize it the way you want to. So try it out. So if you can see these are all individual, right? Shadow, if I customize it, shadow will increase. If I fix the midtone will increase. I can also increase the high tones. But if I want all of them to be customized at the same time, try out offsets. All of them will be customized at the same time. Okay, so try it out however you want to. You can also see these options over here, which you'll be able to customize. And then we have the other ones. You can see the spectrum, the warps, the Saturn, and the luminance. And then we have is the HSL, which you're going to do is just fiddle through these options, apply and pre-filters. Then we have is the linear effects, linear circle polygon in a certain masking area, how you want to customize. Then we have is the tracker. And then we have is the magic mask object. Then let's say the blur. You can also apply it on specific color. And then we have is the key, then the sizing, and also you can apply 3D. Okay, fiddle through these options. And then the next one which you have is called the HDR. Now, if you are done applying colors, applying shadow, luminance, highlights, offset, everything, Now you want to fix up the HDR luminance, HDR wheels. Go through these options. There are more of these options. You can customize it the way you want to. You can fix out the color tints. You can fix out you can also fix out the strength of that. Also luminance and also the Saturns, okay? We can try out with shadows, the lights, and also all of them at the same time. And you also have these tools to apply the tints on each and every one. And when you see that you are on different part of the video, you can try it out. If I play it, you can play it out. You can see certain parts of the video, how it will basically work. You can see it is now being applied. So customization takes place on each and every part. It'll take a bit of time to load up. Now this is how it looks like. You can see, but you can obviously customize it the way you need it to be. This is how it will look like. You can obviously apply a bit less of those. You can see there are certain parts which are showing it to me like that. You can also fix that up. Now, as we are done with it, we can go off the next tool, the eye pickers and all of those. We are basically done with this. And the next one we have over here is the RGB mixer, which will be able to fix out our red, green, and blue color step by step and one by one. Now, how many or what is the strength you want on the red? Now, on any red part of the video, how much color do you want? How much red do you want? You can fix that out. You can also fix out the green output. You can fix out the blue output. It's basically up to you. And the last one is the motion effect. You can also customize it the way you want to. You can fix it out with frames, spatial, NR, and also motion blur at the same time. To customize it the way you need it to be and check out the whole video after it has been applied or after all of those effects took place, can play it out and see that is how it will look like. So hope you understood everything about this lesson and hope you understood where you can find out these tools. And these are like very simple, but if you want to go through each and every one of them, it will be a bit complex. So make sure not to skip any parts because if you do, you might face a bit of hassle later on. So thank you for watching this video up till the very end and hope you understood about everything or hope you understood about where you can find these tools. And in our next lesson, I'm going to show you a bit about the basic color grading, which you can do in DaVinci Resolve. And then I'm also going to be showing you how you are going to learn about color correction. So without any further ado, let's move on to our next lesson of DaVinci Resolve, where I'm going to be showing you about the basics of color grading.